seriously, I can't keep doing this. I'm going fucking stir crazy. So the whole reason I pulled the motor on the Supra was to fix oil leaks. Cool. Last night, I'm out driving it. No problems. Pull up to Sonic, eat dinner with my wife. My one friend Irv shows up. He's got a badass BMW swapped with a 2JZ motor. Badass. He always keeps this little flashlight with him. He's just looking around. He goes, hey man, you got a small oil leak there. I'm like, oh, damn, I do. I said, I wonder where it's coming from. I said, oh, it looks like it's coming from that sensor, the oil pan level sensor. I'm like, I'll get on tomorrow and put an O-ring on or something. You know, no big deal. I can throw an O-ring on. That's simple. Get down there, and unfortunately, the entire fucking oil pan is leaking from the upper, the lower, and from the oil filter housing is all leaking. I don't know why. This is the second time I've done this. I've replaced all the seals, followed the book the first time step by step. The second time here, I cranked it down more, added more FIPG Toyota sealant, which is supposed to be the strongest shit on earth, and it is still fucking leaking. Like, I can't express enough how irritated, how angry I am. Like, I'm just so fucking tired of working on this thing. I know it's one of those things people say, you know, it's part of it, but when you do it right and the issue still keeps coming up, it's so fucking frustrating because I don't know what can cause it. I've asked a million people, they're like, that doesn't make sense. It shouldn't have this problem. I'm not making that much power, so it's not like I'm pushing that much crankcase pressure, so I don't know what could be causing all this. I'm taking apart my catch can right now. This is the second catch can because the first one I thought was causing the issue, so I had another one made, different style with more room, able to get by more blow by, and I'm still getting the problem. I don't get it. The dash 10 fittings on it, I had them drilled out so they'd be almost the same size as the dash 12 fitting. I don't know. Seriously, I have no idea. I'm at fucking wit's end with the car. I'm just tired of it, and you know, the whole point was to get it done and ready so I can move on to another project. And the shitty thing is, if you guys are new to the channel, to replace the oil pan seals, everyone's thinking, well, it's not that big of a deal. Well, the problem is on the Toyota Supra with the 2JZ, you have to pull the motor to replace the seal. Yeah. So if you never knew that, you have to yank the entire motor to replace one fucking seal. So now maybe you can understand my frustration. I didn't plan on doing all that. So that's why I'm just so pissed off today. This is kind of my rant with it. I just don't know what to do. Maybe you guys can give me some insight. I pretty much already looked into everything. I don't know what keeps causing it. People said about bent oil pans, but the upper oil pan's aluminum. I mean, it's pretty thick and sturdy. I don't know why that would be leaking. I put a ton on it. I could see maybe the lower oil pan, if it was bent in a spot or something, that would make sense because it's actually really thin metal. And it is pretty easy to bend that because of the way you're coming off. But I make sure to flatten it all out, ground everything down. I checked everything, went over it 3-4 times, kept using brake cleaner to make sure the surface was completely dry. There was no way it could leak, and it's leaking again. I don't know. I'm just so over the car. I just don't even want to fuck with it anymore. It's so frustrating, and people I know, they've all been there too. They're like, you get to that breaking point, and this is my breaking point. I don't even want to fucking drive it. I don't want to fuck with it right now. I'm just so angry with the car. It's up on jack stands right now because I just wanted to check for where all the leaks were coming from. So I found them. I don't know what to do. I've got cruise week coming up in 3 weeks, and I'm supposed to drive the car, but I just don't have the time. I don't have the time to fuck with it. My new job is getting more and more. That's why I don't post every day anymore. That my new job takes more of my time now than ever. So I just don't have the time to keep fucking with it like I used to. If I could do YouTube full time, maybe, but that would be the only way. I don't have time just to screw with this and this only. So, oh God, I'm so mad right now. So I thought, let's take the catch can apart here. There's a giant filter that usually goes in there. I actually have it sitting over there. I sprayed it with cleaner to try and get any oil residue out of it to help it breathe better. I'm actually gonna try driving without the filter even on it. Turn it on here. There's no oil coming from the valve covers or anything. That's what's weird. Like people say like, oh, valve covers leak so easily, or your front main seal or your cam seals. None of that's leaking. None of that has any leaks whatsoever. I have no leaks from anything else but the upper and lower oil pan, which when I bought the car, it had the issue. I knew they had like the original seal on it, so I assumed, okay, no big deal. I'll just replace those. And then now the second time, or the first time I replaced the seal, it started doing it. I'm like, okay, I just did it wrong. The second time, I know for damn sure I did everything right. I even recorded it to make sure I could look back and make sure I did it right. Everything was done correct. I scuffed all the pans. I got everything with brake cleaner, and it still did it. Doesn't make any sense. It makes zero sense whatsoever. I don't get it. I'm just so pissed off at this car right now. Oh, you have no idea how angry I am with this thing. It probably comes off as all I'm doing is bitching, and I'm trying to be positive, but it's very hard because I keep running into issue after issue, and it's normal. I get it. It's normal to run into some issues, but not like this. I mean, I don't know. So let's get into the car here, and I'll show you. Excuse me. Man, I just belched again. And I'll show you where the leaks are coming from. I tried to wipe most of them down just to take brake cleaner to them. And I'm going to let the car run while it's on jack stand to see if I can see where it's coming out of. Make sure it's coming, excuse me, out of those specific areas. Just so fucking irritating. It's hard for me to even show you guys, but if you can see where it's wet there around the seal, it's very hard to see. I'm trying to keep it focused here, but it's leaking from this lower oil pan, and then up here it's leaking also, which it's hard to see. It's hard to maneuver around here. It's very tight. I think there's some other spots that might be leaking too, and I just can't see it. Very frustrating, but there's nothing really I can do about that. But I think I found where my oil filter housing is leaking from. It looks like that top bolt looks like it's leaking, which is very weird. So I'm actually take a look at that here real quick and see why it's doing that. Yeah, so my buddy Nathan's here right now. He's taking pictures for me because look at him. He's so big and sexy, and look at his sweet Mustang. Why is your car, look at this, typical Mustang owner, just driving into the house. Look at him. So he's getting pictures of the car today. Ooh, look at that though, that Gears and Gasoline decal though. Check them out, YouTube bro. Love that channel. Nate's getting some good pictures of the car today. I don't have to do much, which is kind of nice, so I let him do all the hard work for me. You guys have already seen this video that I'm still irritated that it has an oil leak. I fixed one of them, the oil filter housing, the top bolt. There is a, I'm not sure what style bolt it is, but there's a bolt on top of the housing itself that actually doesn't bolt to the engine. It's just part of the housing. I cranked it down and now it no longer leaks. So that's one leak fix, but everything else still leaks. I'm not sure why the lower and upper oil pan leaks. Nowhere else does it leak, just the upper and lower oil pan. I've checked everywhere else, no front main seal, no rear main seal leak, just the upper and lower oil pan, and I have no idea why. Do you know why, Nathan?
I have no idea.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
Look at that. Can you guys even see that? Oh, Lordy have mercy. That shit is sexy as fuck. Nathan's the man. Look at him.
Not bad.
He's good. His Mustang's pretty sweet, too. Can we go look at your Mustang?
Yeah.
Let's go look at the Mustang. What year is it?
2014.
It's a 2014, and it is pretty. Everyone knows, yeah, crowd control, blah, 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 blah. But this thing is so fucking nice. He's so particular. I fucking love it. I'm going to open the door. I don't even care. My car. Ooh, Lord. Look at that. Oh, it's like no one lives in this thing. It smells new.
So far, the only thing that's done to it is it's got the Boss 302 rear diffuser, resonator delete, and the Borla S-type axle backs, and a Barton short throw shifter with the 2-post transmission bracket.
Okay.
And an air raid intake.
So, can you tell me what's the power rating on these cars from the factory this year and stuff? Like, what they make?
From factory, crank is 420.
Okay.
Guesstimating right now with all the stuff that's done to it, wheel is probably like 360, 370 maybe.
That's still a boatload of power for a stock car. Some of you go to a dealership and buy it. Like, we talk about, like, fast cars and stuff, but I don't think people have an understanding of, like, back in the day, you bought a Mustang, it was 200 horsepower. A Fox Body Mustang for a 5.0 Fox Body, they were slow as shit. They just were.
Exactly. Like, my dad's Fox Body maybe made 250 horsepower.
Yeah, like, I just don't think people have an understanding of how slow they were compared to, like, new cars and how well these run. Like, do you ever have an issue?
I've only had the wheel speed sensor go bad on this, and that's it.
Fucking Ford, I tell ya. So, I'm going to try and leave this on a positive note for you guys. So, sorry, it's early morning for me. A few of you asked about the dyno sheet and all that good stuff, so actually I have it over here. So here's the dyno sheet from the day. If you look down here at the bottom, I can only rev it to 7,000 because it was breaking up, which kind of sucks. I mean, he said he could get it to rev out to 7,500, but it was breaking up. We put colder plugs in it, and it did help.
But I need to replace the coil packs. I mean, it's gapped down to 15 thou, and he didn't want to go any lower. But if you can see here, I have horrible boost creep. Look at that. The green is the torque curve, and look, it should stop here, and it'll probably just fall off, but no, it's still slowly and gradually growing. And if you see the horsepower, oh, good God, it's still going up and up too. It doesn't fall off. So I mean, it wants to keep going. The 272 cams want to keep making more power. Like, there's way more in it than there should be. Much more I should be revving it out and getting into it. I have the rev limiter set at 7200 right now. I'd like to bump that up to like 76, 7700, which I can do right in the Infinity. All I do is one click button, but kind of sucks. I would like to get it to rev a little bit more. Maybe that 654 would actually be 674, 680 now. So I'm just not really sure with that. Plus with the oil leak and stuff, the higher you rev it, there's more pressure in there. I got to figure out where the leaks or what's causing it. If you guys have any suggestions, I probably came out of a real prick or as a real whiny bitch yesterday, but you guys got to understand my frustration. I hope maybe you understand my frustration. I spoke to a few people about it, and they're like, you literally did it right. I recorded me even doing it. I torqued everything down to the right specs, and it's still leaking. I used brand new Toyota sealant, and it still leaks. So wasn't trying to come off as a dickhead or really whiny, but just irritated. I did drive the car last night some more, just to do some more testing. I did find one of the leaks. The one leak, man, I got like really dark all of a sudden. Like, ooh, when you go in and out this GoPro, just like, whew. The one leak I did find, it was coming from the top of the oil filter housing. There's a weird little bolt nut up there. I did tighten that down. I'm going to keep checking that. I'm not sure if I need to use thread tape on it or what. If there's a specific heat thread tape out there, guys, let me know. I laugh because I see so many people use thread tape on fuel fittings, and I never do, and they never leak, ever. I just properly crank them down, give them a good snug tight, and they never leak. I mean, I've yet to lose any fuel or drip anything anywhere, and I didn't use any thread tape anywhere on the engine. So if you guys have any recommendations for anything to take, oil and really hot temperatures like that, 200 plus degrees all day long, if you guys could let me know, I'd appreciate it. One last thing too, I did let my dad drive it yesterday, and no, I did not have my GoPro with me, which was kind of irritating. I did not have it with me, so didn't get to record that, but I'm gonna let him drive it again sometime or take him for a drive. I gotta fix the vacuum leaks here again. I tried doing my janky ass way, but boost isn't building. I'm not sure if it's because the lines are bigger or smaller now. The MAC valve can't work properly. I'm not sure if it's the T fittings not working properly. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. So I need to look into it here and kind of figure out what's causing the issue. Yeah, so I gotta look into that. Well, guys, thank you very much as usual. Sorry about this more of a rant video, but I hope you get the point of, I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. I don't know. I'm ready to move on to another car. I just wanted to drive the motherfucker. So thank you very much, guys. We'll get about to work on something else now and try and figure out what I can do. I had someone recommend a vacuum trick. You stick a vacuum cleaner or a shop vac on top, drain all the oil out, obviously, make sure as much oil is drained out as possible. Put vacuum onto the engine, and what that does is you put some sealant where the hole is or where it's leaking from. You rub sealant all the way through it and add a ton of vacuum, and it pulls the sealant into those crevices and cracks. I'm not sure if anyone else out there has ever done that. The guy said he's done it before. He's a Toyota tech, and he said, if you've had this issue and you see leaks like this, yeah, that's a problem. I don't know why, but it is. So yeah, go down below. Check out my Facebook and Instagram page. I'm always posting stuff way ahead of time down there. Go check it out. Thank you very much, guys, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.